Now today's lesson is on Pythagorean relation, and Pythagorean relation is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So as we're doing the problems here, let's go to number 2, and we have a is 3. So we have 3 squared plus b squared equals 5 squared. Okay, so what's 3 times 3 is 9. And so we have 9 plus b squared equals 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Now how do we go back to get the leg of the right triangle? Because remember, we have a right triangle. This is your 90-degree angle, and it says that the hypotenuse is 5. Remember, the hypotenuse is the longest side opposite the right triangle. And we are given one of the legs is 3, and we have to get the other leg. I'll just call it b. So we have 3 squared is 9, and if we subtract 9 from both sides of the equation, we'll have b squared equals 16. And how do I reverse that? Well, I'll get the square root of b squared, because remember, getting the square root cancels out squaring. And the square root of 16 is 4. So I have b equals 4, then put the 4 in place of b. So Pythagoras, it was important for the Greeks, and especially with the Egyptians, that they come up with this formula, and their math was very advanced, because remember, the Nile River flooded all the time, and right away mathematicians would have to go out and figure out the boundaries of one farmer's land to another farmer's land. So the Egyptians became very, very good with mathematics, and because they had to get out there and figure out what farmer's land was what farmer's land, because you wouldn't want to be growing crops on your property or what you thought was your property, and when it comes time to harvest it, all of a sudden you find out somebody comes along and says that that's their property and those are their crops. So the Egyptians became very highly developed with mathematics, and the Greeks, working with the mathematics, picked up mathematics, and Pythagoras was traveling throughout that area. Pythagoras had been paid and given an assignment to find out different mathematics and study the different areas around there. I know one mathematician that he had run into, Thales, had persuaded him to travel and study all of the different cultures. Now if we go to number 3 on here, we have that a is 8, b is 15, and we have to find out what c, the hypotenuse, is. And I'm going to write that word here, hypotenuse. So finding out what the hypotenuse is. The hypotenuse is the longest side of the triangle. So we're given a triangle, and it says one side is 8, the other side is 15. And we have to get this longest side, the hypotenuse. I'll label it C. And in our formula, we have 8 squared plus 15 squared equals c squared. So give me numbers for that. 8 squared is 64, and 15 squared, 15 times 15 is 225. When we add that together, we get 289. Okay, so how do I get the square root? Okay, so we have to get the square root of 289, and now you can use the calculator, or you can go to your table, and in the table go down to 289, go back over, and we get 17. So the square root of 289 is 17, and put 17 in number 3. And can we cut?